Hi, I'm Mattlin from FBTWGaming, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at our gigantic patch notes. Well, I read it to you so you can continue your busy day and try to provide a little bit of insight. So anyways, let's read through this. The first patch note, obviously, is going to be Zendora is coming to the airship. Well, what is she? She's an Eternal. She's got herself some aura. She's got herself a lance that has longer range. We're going to start seeing some new and interesting heroes, it looks like, with changing up melee range, much like Smite. Her auras includes increased damage, speed increase, and healing auras, as well as shields. She could be interesting. I'm a little hesitant to be like, yes, this is going to be a great new hero. She also, let's be fair and honest, if she had like an 8-year-old kid with a red shirt, you could imagine her singing songs and doing a couple of dances, because she's a crystal gem. It might say she's an Eternal, but really, Steven Universe is missing a Guardian. The Eternal Light Weapons. So now if we reach level 10, we get ourselves some Eternal Light Weapons. I have anyone close. It's gonna be a long-ass time before you see me use them. Oh, but they look gorgeous. I really want it. The next big feature is Guardian Damage Preview. This is gonna be amazing. You know, a couple of episodes back, I posted like, hey, how do you know when this is gonna be an auto wound? Well, you guess, and you gotta be like, well, I think, 35% divided by 2 multiplied by the square root of pi, and this will probably be an auto. Nope. Just gonna be automatically shown. Huzzah. Easy peasy 1, 2, 3, see. There is a ton of just kind of general, like, bug fixes, a little bit of changing the audio, and once more, we're gonna have to friggin' fix our audio again. Come on, Motiga, stop making me fix this shit. The next big change is the UI crosshair variants. This is going to be amazing because someone who's played lots of games in his past love to be able to have, like, different reticles for, like, firearms and, like, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, etc., etc. They're going to be changing it, and I'm going to put up, show what each one looks like. Like, I want the beam to be a high five hand, but I'm a weird guy, and I really would like that. But it's going to be interesting because that means if you have beam attacks, all the crosshairs are going to change. Love it. Honor bonuses changes. Pretty much, if you have a lever in your party during a match, you'll get an honor bonus, getting more honor at the end of every single match. Huzzah. Easy peasy. I mean, think about it. It's like, that hatred, like, I hate how much, I'm going to lose so much time, so much money. It's like, I could leave this match and just be done starting and finding a new match. Nope, you get bonus money, which is a good trade-off, honestly. They're also changing up, as the shop indicates, how they're going to be doing, like, rollouts of creatures. Like, it was, like, every 2 weeks, you would see, like, a creature or a skin. Like, and now it's, like, February 23rd, Zendora and 2 skin variants, and the Champion of Aurora skin and 2 variants. March 2nd, you have Storm Drakes coming out. March 9th, Beckett's Champion of Orion skin and 2 color variants are coming out. The 16th, so now you're seeing this, like, the 16th, Vadasi's Champion of Orion skin, and the 23rd, Voden's Champion of Orion skin is going to be coming out, which seems like they're ramping things up. Like, this should be ridiculous. Like, I'm excited, because why would you ramp up production unless things were happening behind the scenes really quickly? Are we getting close to release? Are we going to see some, like, huge new changes? I don't know. I have no idea, but it feels like they're starting to ramp things up. For game rules, they've changed health regeneration, which is great. Health regeneration starts at 30 health per second instead of 0 health per second, reduces mass health regeneration from 300 to 250, and reduces the ramp-up time from health regeneration from 15 seconds to 12 seconds. What this means and breaks down to is you get health quicker, it gets to max health regeneration faster, but max health regeneration is less by 50 health per second. That's nothing. That's, again, we're looking at this real quick. You're talking like 15% change in max health regeneration and taking the time it gets to max health regeneration by nearly, like, 30-40%. So, huge change in, like, the numbers. This should mean that you should be able to get back into fights quicker. It should mean that you get more health quicker in between, like, quick engagements. It should feel good. Although, how this changes skirmishing, as, you start getting health back a lot quicker, it makes skirmishing 100 times better, which skirmishing was already good. So we're going to have to watch that one a little bit closer. They also changed how focus generation is done. Instead of getting focus for damage taken, you get 1 focus for every 2.5% of your health lost, where it used to be every time you took 50 damage. This means, sadly, my Magrave, focus-building monster machine is going to be changing since, it's going to take more damage to gain a single point of focus. But it probably was needed. It should make higher-end people and higher health people and lower health people more even on everything. Guardians are getting a lot of, quick readjustments and, bugs being fixed. Mostly, you can't shoot through a Guardian anymore to damage it, which, to be fair, should never have happened. Guardians now wind up an attack for 1 second and unleash it on enemies in range for 4 seconds. If the enemy still is in range, they'll transition to big attacks. So this kind of changes the length of time and how the attacks are coming out. When you get close to a Guardian, it will perform a melee attack which deals high damage to a large area and dazes enemies that are hit by the attack. So you can very quickly see that, fighting under an enemy Guardian is going to be bad news bears. Worse than it has ever been before. Don't fight under it, guys. That's pretty much it. They're also changing kind of the values for, shields for Guardians as well. They're increasing the total Guardian health from 18,000, or 18,000 to 24,000. The initial wound health goes from 4,000, 6,000, 8,000 to 6, 8, 10. So about, 2% or 20% increase. Pretty big. Increases the amount of damage dealt by rampaging Guardians from 2,000 to 3,000 to 3,000 to 4,500, based upon the amount of shield built by the defending team. Shield values when the Guardians become vulnerable decreases from 0 to 1,500 to 0 to 700. And the amount of shields gained when a Guardian becomes vulnerable is now determined by increments of 10 shield rather than every 25 shield generated. So, again, this is going to make it... It's going to be a long time till Touchdown comes around again to find that Guardian's health is reached a point where it's going to be a lot more beneficial. I think that this change is going to make it a lot more beneficial to attack the wound rather than just let your Guardian just go ape shit on it. Going for wound becomes important. And I think this is because with the increase to the health pool and the and the shield, if they have high shields or full shields, it's going to be just a bear to just knock through that with the Guardian damage straight. That's what it feels like. I could be mistaken. Summon creatures. The biggest change, other than all the bug fixes, is the reduction of health, except for the obelisks, by 1,000 HP. And creatures no longer get plus 10 armor when summoning. This should allow for people to be able to take creatures easily, solo or duo style. Which sucks because I also have been playing against friggin' Bobo recently with my scrims, and they can just pretty much have 2 assassins running around killing creatures, and this is going to make it 10 times worse. I don't know, it's going to be ridiculous. Cerberuses are going to increase the cooldown on the Cerb's teleport barrage attack from 10 to 15 seconds, so doubling the cooldown, which it needed. You saw a Shadow Cerb on a point, and you're like, F it, I'm not taking this creature, fine, whatever, you got it. I mean, the teleportation for range was a bear. From melee, it was nearly impossible to deal with. Every 10 seconds, it'd be back up again. It was tough. For the hero changes, probably one of the nice ones is HK no longer can focus an invulnerable Guardian. I mean, come on, that's pretty good. Again, there were another huge changes, of course, Griselma. Griselma's getting reworked again. Her LMB, or Reach Out, the Touch of the Master upgrade now adds lifesteal to the melee attack by default. Hitting an enemy with your melee attack now steals 50 health per hit. That's actually a nice change. One of my players who plays her a lot says this might revitalize his want to play Griselma in competitive matches. That's a pretty potent ability. Her LMB in Portal Beast lowered the cooldown for Portal Beasts when summoning or upon their death to 9 seconds. So, Portal Beasts no longer have a ridiculously long cooldown if they die, which makes Griselma, again, I think this returns her back to her default state since before the last change. They nerfed her quite a bit. They really, punished her cooldowns, and they're reverting that. So, again, Griselda hasn't seen a lot of high-level play, and even low-level play, I haven't seen a ton of her, so hopefully that helps that out. Q, or Rift Zone, increases the damage dealt by the skill and all damage upgrades by 25%. This does not affect the damage dealt by the crack armor effects. So, huge buff again to the Q, which, again, is one of her weakest parts of her kit. So, again, Griselda, they're all moderate buffs. While she was heavily nerfed, these are just, like, little tweaks in survivability. And, like, again, the biggest one is the cooldown for the Portal Beast, which you could take you out of a fight, I think, for 12 seconds. And if you chain together 2 kills of the hands, it could be up to 24. Now the maximum is going to be like 18. That's significant change. Uncle Sven's getting changes. His Q and his Elastic Ooze, as it were, has reduced the base damage from 137 to 75. Elastic Ooze now deals damage to all enemies hit by the initial impact rather than the enemy hit directly with the flask. Okay, so we're getting less damage, but it's now an AoE. Sven is the king of AoEs. You go the friggin', burning path, or the AoE path on his flames, you got his poison. Just another ability that has this kind of group effect, which would be great against team comps that have everyone grouped together. I kind of wish I could keep the 137 damage, because, 75 is a little less than losing half its damage. So, to Assassin Sven. But on the other hand, to like the AoE Master Sven, it's a tiny bit upgrade. Healthy Glow upgrade no longer causes enemy to see green circles while healing only. While allies still see them, enemies will see a neutral white circle. So it's a quality of life for the enemy team, which I'm not thankful for since I have to play Sven a lot. Let them think they're gonna get healed if they come near me. Vadasi! Holy cow, Vadasi's getting a rework again, because apparently they just keep breaking her over the knee. Reduces Vadasi's base health from 2,250 to 2,050, so 200 less health. Vadasi is on a good player's hands, impossible to kill. Her LMB Ray of Light Scour upgrade adjusts the healing per orb from 15% to a flat 20%. This reduction of about 2 healing per second for 1 orb, 8 for 2, and 18 for 3 orbs. That upgrade that allowed Vadasi to pretty much heal infinitely with massive amount of ability, nerfed slightly. And let's say 18 health per second is jack and shit. That's not a huge change to how much power that Vadasi can have. The Smite reduced the beam's base damage by 15%. And the Meltdown upgrade as a bug fix. Now again, a drop of 15% is actually significant. This is depressing. I played Assassin Vadasi, and this change could very quickly see that kind of shot in the foot. I'd rather see the base drop by 15% and upgrade down the line and, bring it back. But, I'm an assassin by heart with Vadasi. The Q, the Divine Winds, which was, let's be fair and honest, Vadasi's bread and butter that kept her alive through everything. That massive burst of healing. Reduced the base healing per second from 50 to 40, so a 20% decrease, or 100 to 80, 20%, with orbs. A 4-mana prayer upgrade no longer increases the cooldown of the skill if you use all the orbs. Okay, that's a little buff. Holy Gust no longer reduces the cooldown of the skill if you push an enemy. Instead, it now grants focus if you successfully push an enemy. So, you can't spam Q as much. And you can't bring it up and just pretty much keep healing yourself up to full. Everything has been kind of nerfed slightly. This later goes on to the Divine Light specialization. Reduce the health granted from 75 to 60 HPS, or 150 to 220 with orbs. Again, Vadasi's health generation has decreased significantly, which was one of the biggest things with her. On top of the fact that she can pretty much provide armor endlessly, and she can just friggin' survive everything. Again, this might bring Vadasi back in line with most characters and not make her so much better than Sven. Splash Kick has changed, probably so Boundless Energy doesn't seem so enticing. It reduces the base cooldown of Splash Kick from 9 seconds to 8 seconds, and Boundless Energy Upgrade had its cooldown increased to 4 from 3. Roughly stated, this means that where it used to say 3 seconds, well, now it's 4. Which means Boundless Energy is a little less, tempting to take because of how it works. And Splash Kick, can be used more and more frequently. I've always felt like Splash Kick has been on a relatively short cooldown and usually combos pretty well, but you're just going to see a lot more leaping frogs in the battlefield from here on in. So overall, this patch, let's take a kind of a broad general view of everything. They're moving towards what feels like a bit more of an engaging kind of comp. Again, the changes with the Guardians. We got a new hero that seems to want to be in melee range, that with her entire team around her. We've got pretty much like Sven wanting all the enemies to be hit. More AoE. Wu being able to use his escape more frequently means that he's engaging more. At least he's capable of engaging more and more, no matter what build he takes. So yeah, gigantic. I think we're going to see a lot more in this patch, like engaged team comps. Maybe some grannies who go in deep, take creatures, have lots of heroes around them. How are you guys feeling about the changes in Gigantic, especially looking at how they're ramping up their production of new stuff going into the game? I've got a feeling, and again, I've said this once, and I'll say it again, that we're going to see a lot more new stuff on the horizon. Anyways, I'm Mattlin from FBTWGaming, and that was the patch notes for the newest build of Gigantic. See you on the airship. Signing out. All I wanna do is see an Eternal leave Star City, leave Star City. All I wanna be is someone who gets to fight alongside an Eternal. Oh, I know it will be great, and I just can't wait to see us fight together. If you give it a chance, you can rollerblade about, 'cause you once watched Xanadu.